how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a glass skin tutorial. I partnered with CVS for this tutorial, so we're going to be using a lot of really great affordable products mixed with some higher end ones. And the glass skin trend is more so about having your skin look like you're using really great skincare and just, you know, really dewy, glossy, glassy looking skin rather than an emphasis on the makeup. So I'm showing you guys a lot of really great products for achieving the glass skin look. So yeah, before we get into it, I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel just so you can stay updated whenever I upload my next video for you. And I would love it if you guys would come follow me on Instagram too, because I'm always on Instagram whenever I'm not here on my channel, making videos, responding to comments, all that stuff. So let's get into the tutorial. Throughout the tutorial, I was using products from my CVS Summer Goodie pouch. I will have information on these in the description box with dates of when they're going to be available. You guys can get early access to the pouches by being a CVS Beauty Club member. It's a really great way for you guys to earn rewards on all the purchases that you're making. And you'll have early access to the pouches from June 30th until July 6th. If you're not a Beauty Club member, they're going to be available in CVS stores from July 7th until the 27th. Sorry, I had to remember those dates. So early access, cvs.com for Beauty Club members, in stores for not Beauty Club members. But if you guys do join CVS Beauty Club, it's a really great way for you to earn rewards quickly on the purchases that you make at CVS. I say this in every single video, but it's so important that when you guys are doing skin-focused looks that you pull out all the stops. So for this look, glass skin, you know, we want it to look really natural, translucent, very dewy, very glowy, shiny like glass. So I wanted to use a sheet mask. I used this one from my little CVS bag. It's the aloe vera sheet mask. I left this on for about 15 minutes, and then I sealed in the essence from the sheet mask with a little bit of moisturizer, and then got my lips all nice and prepped using the little lip balm from the kit as well. I'm gonna get started off with an all over illuminator. I'm gonna be using my Soleil Tan de Chanel in the shade Sunkissed. Now this is really nice because it's not too intense of an illuminator. I'm just taking a little bit in my palm like this, and I'm gonna use this all over the entire face just for a light illumination. And it's not gonna be too intense or so metallic that it's, you know, blinding and just doesn't look real. So take any soft focus illuminator that you have, and you're gonna use this all over the entire face, underneath all the foundation and concealer, just to give your skin a little bit of extra pep. All right, so now that I've given that a moment to really sink in, I'm gonna go in with a product from my little CVS kit. This is the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Goddess Glow. It's in the shade Goddess Glow. This is one of my personal favorites. This is a really great, intense highlight, and you're only gonna place this one on the high points of the face. I love these because they're so strong, and they really have enough power to peek out behind foundation. So I'm just gonna apply this to all the high points because you really want this to show through the foundation to give you that glass skin effect. I'm gonna take this e.l.f. sculpting brush and use that to blend in that liquid highlight. You're gonna be a little bit stronger with this highlight because you want it to show. Because I want this to be a little bit more intense on the high points of my cheeks, because I really want that strobe to show through, I'm gonna do one more light layer just on the highest point of my cheek. Just like that. And then again, go in with my e.l.f. brush and just blend that out. And you can always bounce back with your fingertips like this and kind of push it in too. For foundation, you're gonna wanna choose something that's radiant and dewy, not matte or satin, because that's gonna take away from the glass skin look. So I'm gonna be using one of my new favorites. It's the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I think this stuff is so amazing. It has the most beautiful, dewy, skin-like finish too. Just dot it all over the face. It has a really nice, creamy texture. And the other thing I really like about this one is it doesn't set down too fast. So you have a lot of time to really blend it in. And the texture of it is just so beautiful. Really nice, easy to work with, doesn't take a lot of blending to get it where you want it. Also feels really nice and moisturizing on the skin. It's not drying. I'm just a really, really big fan of this one, and look how fast I'm able to blend it out. It doesn't take much work. You want to be working in such light layers, really controlling the amount of coverage that you're getting, because you don't want to put too much coverage on, because then you kind of lose the qualities of the highlight that's peeking out from behind. So work in really, really thin, light layers. And one of the biggest things you guys can do for this look is take your extra time blending. You're gonna wanna spend more time than you typically would blending, because what you wanna do is really get the foundation worked in. You don't want it sitting on top. So even when you think you're done blending the foundation in, go back in and re-blend. Just get everything nice and seamless. Get all the corners of your face, and just take the extra time. Because we want this to look really dewy and wet. Glass skin looks so just wet and reflective. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Lumi Glow Mist from L'Oreal. I'm gonna spray the face. Just get a nice layer of this all over. I'll give it a couple moments to sink in, but before it's completely set down, I'm gonna take my sponge again, and I'm gonna push that setting spray into the foundation. Now what this does is it adds even more emolliency to the foundation, makes it even more dewy, and helps kind of sheer it out slightly without losing too much coverage, because as you guys can see, the highlight is peeking out even more, and the skin is just looking a lot more reflective. It really looks nice and wet, which is what we're going for. And the sponge will pick up extra spray, so you don't have to worry about it looking oily or greasy. The sponge will help with that. Now, if you feel like you're kind of losing a little bit of coverage, you can always just dip back into your foundation and then add the coverage where you feel like you need it. So for me, that's gonna be like the corners of my nose. I hope you guys can really tell the difference just by putting that setting spray on top of the foundation and then using the sponge to push it in. It looks so much more dewy, and it already is starting to get the characteristics of glass skin. It's just so much more reflective and looks like really great skincare instead of foundation. For concealer, you're gonna wanna use the dewiest concealer you have in your collection, something that has good coverage though. So Glossier Stretch, L'Oreal Pro Glow. Today I'm gonna be using the RMS Uncover Up. I use the shade 33. What I like to do is really warm this product up with my fingertips, and this concealer is really great for glass skin because it blends away to where it looks pretty undetectable. So I just like to use the heat of my hands to lay it down where I want it. And then I'm gonna use my IT Cosmetics concealer brush to just further blend this in. And this is a great way to kind of give it a little bit more of an airbrushed effect, but I always like to kind of bounce back and forth between the brush and my fingertips. The brush is great for giving it a nice, you know, sheer blend, but then your fingers are great for going in there and warming that product back up so that it stays nice and emollient. The reason you want to use a dewy concealer like this is so that you don't lose the characteristics of the glass skin under your eyes. You don't want, you know, a nice dewy radiant face and then a matte under eye. That's gonna make it stand out even more. When I'm blending this concealer, guys, I hope you can see the brush is like this against my skin. I'm not pushing it down. I'm letting the bristles do the work. I'm just doing the movements, but I'm letting the brush do all the blending. Try to keep the concealer where you've placed it and just blend in that area. Use these tiny circular motions to blend it in place without adding, you know, extra coverage all over. Keep the coverage of the concealer where you placed it and just blend in these really tiny sections. And then always be sure to blend out the areas where the concealer meets the foundation. Sometimes you'll see the under eye has a lot more coverage where it meets the foundation. So just be sure to go in and soften that edge out. On my sponge this time, I'm gonna take that Lumi Mist and I'm just going to give it a good spritz. And I'm just gonna ever so slightly tap it over the concealer just so that it has the same amount of shine as the rest of the foundation. But you're not trying to put, you know, so much setting mist under the eye that it brings the concealer off. You just want to make sure that it has the amount of shine that the foundation does. So just evening everything out. I'm so excited about this. I think it's already looking so good. It's so glassy. I really practiced this technique for a long time before I found the right products to share with you guys. So I'm just happy that it's looking so glassy on camera. Okay, so now we're moving into blush. I'm gonna be using a cream blush because again, you just want that like nice texture to mold with your skin and look like skin, not like makeup. So I'm gonna be using this one from LA Girl. This is the LA Girl Velvet Blush Contour Stick in the shade Velour. It is a really pretty dusty berry tone. I'm gonna take a Smashbox angled powder brush and just basically apply the blush directly to the bristles. Then I want to tap the excess off on my hand just so that I know I'm not gonna go in too crazy and it's gonna look splotchy. So I'm just gonna lightly start stippling this onto the apple of my cheek, just like that. I want most of the concentration to be on my apple, and then I'll kind of blend it back a little bit onto my cheekbone. It's more of an emphasis on looking like a natural flush from your skin than a pretty blush color or a pretty blush, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna use another one of these LA Girl sticks. This one is in the shade Luminous. And I'm gonna pick it up on my fingertips, just going like this, and apply this right on top of the blush. Just a little bit, not a lot, but you wanna give that cheek that like juicy wet look. This way you'll have more control than if you were to actually just draw it right on the skin. So now for the high points of the face, we're gonna go back in with that Hello Halo highlight. And what I'm gonna do, put a little bit in my hand like this, and then I'm also gonna mix it with this highlight. So I'm just gonna create like a little bit of a lighter shade, and I want it a little bit lighter on top of the foundation, and then I'll apply it with my fingertips just to the highest points of the face. And now you guys can really see it gives you that wet glisten, and I'll just kind of blend it in with the sponge as I go along. But it looks more like a wet glisten than like a shimmery highlight, which is what we're going for. For bronzer, you're gonna wanna use a cream because you want that glassy shine. So I'm gonna use the Kjaer Weis cream bronzer in Lustrous. It's very beautiful, very bronzy. I'm gonna pick it up on a Smashbox. This is a blurring foundation brush from Smashbox. Just kind of roll the brush in there. I'm doing a little bit of a contour action because I always like to define everything as well. So, you know, keep the bronzer around the perimeter, up by your hairline. And this cream bronzer specifically from Kjaer Weis is perfect for the glass skin look because it actually has a little bit of pearlescence and shimmer to it. So it looks very lustrous, as the name would say, but it does have a really beautiful, you know, luminous, lustrous quality. It's not gonna look chalky or muddy. I'm gonna bring it into the center just to warm up a little there. I'll take it down the sides of my nose. You always get a little bit of a tan on your nose. Just a little bit around the lips, and then I always like to put some in the contours of my eye as well. I feel like that helps add some shape up there too. For eyes, I'm just gonna do a light wash of color. This is the Tom Ford Golden Peach. It has a gold on the top and then this really pretty peach cream shadow on the bottom. I'm just gonna take that peach color and just lightly work that all over the eyelids. Now we're gonna set everything. This is super crucial because you wanna make sure that these cream products don't move around throughout the day. So I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Pro Glow. I'm just gonna pick it up on my fluffy brush from e.l.f. and lightly tap over the entire face. Just super lightly. You don't wanna do sweeping motions. You wanna do these nice patting motions to keep everything right where you placed it. And then I'm gonna do one final light mist of this L'Oreal Lumi Dew Mist because I don't want there to be any powdery look at all. That's not the point of glass skin. You really just want it to be the dewiest your skin has ever been because you don't want it to, you know, look like there's even any sort of powder on your face. I'm going to line my lips with NYX Nude Beige. And then this is the Revlon Plumping Kiss Balm. I'm gonna do a tiny bit of this for color because I really like this shade. I want my lips to be super glossy, especially with this skin. I feel like you just need it to be as glossy as possible. So I'm gonna take some of this clear gloss. It's from Rimmel. I'm gonna use this to just make them ultra glossy. For mascara, I'm gonna use Lancome Definitions. Lower lashes too, girl. Get those lower lashes. All right, guys, so this is the finished glass skin look. So if you guys have any questions regarding the products that I used in this tutorial, if you need any help with the techniques or any of the technical stuff throughout this tutorial, please feel free to hit me up in the comments down below. I will always do my best to help every single one of you guys. I will have everything linked and listed in the description box, as well as all that CVS Beauty Club and the information about the beauty pouches as well. That will all be in the description box for you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching this. I will see you in my next video. Please subscribe if you didn't earlier, and please also be sure to come follow me on Instagram as well.